the final round of Stardom and Situm, because Fabs is back for one last time. He's hitting you with starts, sits, a sleeper, because that's what we always do.
What we do,
it's
man.
the last time, and to wipe a little tear away here. And you ready to start things off with a quarterback for us, Fabs? It's the last time, man.
You're not going to be sad if you start Ryan Tannehill. I can promise you that right now. This has been one of the best late-season pickups in fantasy football. 19-plus fantasy points in all but one of his 8 starts with the Titans. The Saints have allowed an average of nearly 20 fantasy points per game to home quarterbacks, so keep Tannehill in your starting lineup. And then Matt Ryan, 19-plus fantasy points in 2 straight games, including 19.1 last week against the Niners. He's got the Jaguars this week. They've struggled against quarterbacks in recent games, allowing an average of more than 22 fantasy points per game to that position since week 12. My sleeper, Fitzmagic.
Wow.
And it is a revenge game against the Buccaneers. They've given up 5 rushing touchdowns and nearly 20 fantasy points per game to enemy quarterbacks. And that rushing touchdown stat, it's important because Fitzpatrick, he's the leading rusher on the Dolphins roster, which is kind of ridiculous.
Should a 47-year-old quarterback who played his college days at Harvard, should he lead the National Football League team in rushing? Is that supposed to happen?
47, man. That's harsh, dude.
He's not really that old. But
Yeah.
the last 4 games, like you said, Fabs, 20 or more points. All right, I need some arms that you're going to sit this week.
If Tom Brady is Superman, then the Buffalo Bills are kryptonite. He just does not do well against Buffalo. Fewer than 15 fantasy points in 5 of his last 6 games overall, but he has 3 touchdown passes and averaging 9.3 fantasy points in his last 5 games against Buffalo. Do not want.
Didn't make the Pro Bowl for the first time in over a decade, so the fire's lit, man.
Not making the fantasy Pro Bowl, though, either. I
Wow.
can promise you that.
Fire's
I'm
lit.
also sitting Jared Goff. I liked him last week. He had a decent stat line because of garbage time, but against the 49ers, I want nothing to do with him. He's not throwing the ball vertically. He's got that thumb issue. And if you look at the weather, it's supposed to rain during that game. And rain and Jared Goff, no, not mixing, not going there.
Yeah, especially when you consider the fact he has 8 picks since week 10.
Might have a
That's
few more
not great.
this week.
You ready for some tight ends?
Let's do it.
How about 2 of them?
Tyler Higbee has been a league winner. I mean, you look at the guy's numbers. He's the tight end 1 over the last 3 weeks. Like, literally, you're starting Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, George Kittle, and then this guy, Tyler Higbee. Again, because Jared Goff is not throwing the ball vertically. He's checking down a lot, and Tyler Higbee has been one of his favorite targets, so get him into your lineup. And then Jacob Hollister. Why? Because he's playing the Cardinals. Now, if there was any proof this season that the Cardinals are terrible against tight ends, last week, Ricky Seals-Jones, who no one saw coming, had a big stat line, over 50 fantasy points against this defense. Hollister's giving you a couple of stinkers in a row. Keep the faith. Play him this week because he has the best matchup of any tight end in the National Football League.
Yeah, if you want to win a championship, it helps to have a quality tight end. And old Hollister, he's been tight end 9 since week 9.